Right.
One thing that is not in the original video, and it would be unique for your video.
Yeah.
The fish choice.
Oh yeah, talk about the fish.
So Avatar 2 is getting released in the movies, and we could actually make an Avatar themed scape for that occasion.
Hi everyone, my name's George. This is
Tommy
from Green Aqua. Really grateful to have some of your precious time, Tommy. You're probably the busiest man at Green Aqua, fair to say. This is an absolutely outstanding diorama fantasy style aquascape, I guess we'd describe it as.
Yeah, it's a good description. This is my latest work, and we got to a point where we try to make scapes now that are easy to do for beginners and so on. They're easy to replicate, but from time to time we want to do some more creative stuff and more advanced for people who are in the hobby for years and face the same challenges as we do. That they need to, you need to elevate the level of dopamine coming from aquascaping. And the guys from our YouTube stuff came up with the idea a couple months ago that Avatar 2 is getting released in the movies, and we could actually make an Avatar themed scape for that occasion. So that's all the memo I got for the build. And then I started thinking what to do. I rewatched the movie because I've only seen it when it was first released, which is like, I don't know, 10 years now or something like that. And two things caught me as an inspiration for the tank. First of all, the floating mountains, they're called the Hallelujah Mountains in the movie,
That's
I think.
right, yeah, Hallelujah Mountains.
And
so these floating...
Yeah, the floating rocks represent that. And then watching the movie, I actually connected that they're running around in the same jungle underneath that some of the movie is happening. Because first I thought that the floating rocks are just by themselves and you never know what's underneath. But then there are parts of the movie when you can actually see that it's the same area. And I tried to recreate the jungle. Obviously we don't have like those kind of crazy purple plants and so on, which you can see in the movie.
Yeah.
But then the whole bottom part of the tank is like a big mixture of plants, which usually we don't do. So there are no actual patches of plants. I just opened, I think about 25 or 30 different species of plants are in there.
Wow.
2 pots each.
Wow.
All planted randomly.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's really interesting.
So they're all really mixed up. And you don't see complete patches of like Marcella or whatever.
Yeah.
You can spot Marcella all around. And it goes the same for the other plants. Obviously the bigger challenge was the floating rocks.
Yeah, how would you talk us through that process?
You have seen different iterations of that online already.
Yeah.
Some people already started. There are actual rocks that you can buy that are floating because they are empty inside, so they actually float. But then they move about as well, so that wasn't really a solution for us because we want the scapes to look the same all the time.
Yeah.
And then we had multiple trials and errors with one of our maintenance guys, Maki. He helped me out a lot with this build.
Okay.
So the final solution was that we drilled through the rocks themselves, and then actually what you see now covered with Ricardia is a stainless steel screw bar, which has been bent in some places to make it a bit more natural. And then we have 2 holes drilled in 2 of the big stones in the corner. You can actually see the glue.
Oh yeah.
So there's a hole underneath, and then the screw bar is bent 90 degrees and pushed into the hole.
Gotcha.
So that's how it's
Very
actually
clever.
Fixed into the scape.
Very clever.
Now, to make it all stable, actually the whole hardscape structure is glued into one piece.
Really?
I have no idea how we're ever going to take this tank apart.
don't think you are.
if it ever comes to that. But yeah, everything is glued together, so everything is in one bit, except for the small stones on the ground.
Okay.
But everything else is just one big piece of hardscape.
Amazing.
And yeah, just showing the difficulty of this layout, it was 7 whole days, the creation of it.
Just for the hardscape or the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Whole thing, 7 days.
Yeah.
How long did the hardscape alone take?
Well, we had 4 days only for the rock structure.
Wow.
And that's mainly only the 2 sides and the floating stuff. So everything that's in the back, I just pre-selected some stones, but I obviously I couldn't make them float prior.
No.
All the gluing has been done in the tank. So when designing, I didn't have the chance to give the proper height for the rocks in the corner. So what we did is made the 2 big covering sides, placed the 2 corners, which are actually holding the floating rocks, and created the holding system. And that took 3 days.
Wow.
After that, we had 2 more days finishing up the hardscape in the tank.
Yeah.
And another day for planting, and then another day for just a few checkups, hiding some still visible glue and so on.
And how long ago was this now? How long has it been set up?
I think it's been running just slightly over a month.
Wow. Okay.
Usually a video production is about 1 month prior to what you see online.
Okay.
And with this one, we had a deadline with the movie coming out.
So Avatar 2 movie?
Avatar 2, at least in Hungary, the movie changes, the new titles of it's coming on Thursday.
Okay.
And our video release date is Thursday.
Nice.
So
Okay.
it makes sense to do it on the actual day of the movie being released.
It's a great theme. And
Yeah.
you know, no matter what you think of dioramas, it's impressive. And we have to give some credit to one of your video guys, don't we?
Yeah, it was Aaron was the main brain behind the actual
The
idea
concept.
of doing something for Avatar.
Okay. So he came up with the concept, you executed the concept.
Yeah.
And then who maintains it?
And now it's
You have a team?
yeah, it's sort of sad. We do have a team of 2 people, but one of them, Antti, who was the leader of our maintenance crew, he just passed away a couple of weeks ago.
I'm so sorry.
So actually, this was the very last tank that he helped us start, and it's I don't know. I don't really believe in spiritual stuff like this, but it's like it works.
Part of him.
Works perfectly.
Yeah.
Which is like.
Well, part of him is in here.
Yeah.
Because he's used his energy.
Yeah. Because with the planted tank, you never have this. You always have slight algae issues at least, but this one is crystal clear and perfect from day 1.
So no algae issues.
No.
Hardscape falling. No rocks falling over.
When I started fixing some of the visible glue and I started reaching into the tank with water inside, I myself actually knocked off a few pieces of wood, which then had to be put back. But yeah, other than that, with the regular daily maintenance, weekly maintenance now, we didn't have any issues. Or at least they didn't tell me and I didn't notice. That's also a possibility.
This is going to carry on forever, I guess, because we can't remove the hardscape.
Well, the thing that we actually joked about during the build and when we actually decided that everything is going to be glued in is that we are planning to replace some of the 120Ps with deeper tanks.
Yeah.
So we might just crash this when it's done. We'll see. If we do, then we make a video about it.
Yeah, of course, that'd be an epic video.
But yeah, because actually the stones are so heavy that I don't see any way that we could lift it out in one piece. It was difficult enough to put it in piece by piece, but mostly the 2 closing rocks on the side, they are about 20 kilos each. And there's lots of rocks in between, so I don't see us just lifting it. We might have to cut off the front glass and then take out
I've got an interesting question for you.
Okay.
Do you ever find time to actually enjoy consuming an aquascape? Do you ever find time to relax in front of an aquascape and use aquascaping, in my mind, what it should be used for, and it's to make you feel more peaceful? Or do you find your job here has skewed your enjoyment of aquascaping? It might be a personal question. You don't have to
It's
answer.
skewed a bit,
Okay.
but more in a way that I can't find any enjoyment in maintenance anymore.
Okay.
Even with a fresh tank, I don't even like doing the first trimming or whatever. we usually do to show the maintenance crew how we want the trimming to be done, but I don't enjoy it anymore. So but just coming out of the office when I'm fed up with all the Excel tables and so on, it's really good to just come out, sit down and enjoy the tank, at least enjoy the view of them and the vibe they give out.
Yeah, good. I'm really pleased you still get that vibe. That's really important.
Definitely, yeah. I think that's glued into me for life now. So even though I don't have a tank anymore at home and I don't even plan because of the maintenance and so on, because we do too many tanks in here for that. But still, just sitting and looking at it, I still get the enjoyment. And not just from my own work, it doesn't matter. It's like an escape. I can just sit down and watch for hours if I would have it. I don't have that much time, but
I'm really pleased because I'm aquascaping is my job as well, and so I think it's really important to remember the core reason why we do it. It's easy to forget sometimes, you know.
Actually, what also helps in that, for me at least, is that I like to come out and do sales sometimes.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And you know, when you have those new people who just discovered the hobby and they just decided, okay, I'm going to go full in. And they start planning, and then sometimes I just go back to the dojo and help them build hardscape and so on, because I see the enjoyment that I remember I had. So
you can empathise with their curiosity and their passion.
So I think that helps staying connected with the enjoyment part of the hobby.
That's great. Cool. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. I've taken enough of it, Tommy. Always a pleasure to see you working very hard here at Green Aqua.
Thank you very much for having me once again.
I know, it's great. I'm going to come over here more often.
One thing that is not in the original video, and it would be unique for your video, the fish choice.
Oh yeah, talk about the fish.
So actually we have guppies in here, and first when I built the scape, we've been thinking what kind of blue fish we can use, because I think they're called navis, the people of Avatar or Pandora, they're blue. And then it hit me after watching the movie again that the dragons or whatever they're flying, they're all kinds of colors, not just blue.
Ah, cool.
And
so you've got yellow, red, blue.
Yep. So these
orange
fish represent the dragons they use. And then we also have some blue shrimps coming. They didn't get here in time for the shoot. But we're going to have some blue shrimps, so those are going to represent the people of Pandora.
Awesome.
And it will make sense.
I'd really encourage anyone that hasn't seen it yet to watch your video on Green Aqua channel.
Yes,
because it is absolutely amazing.
All what we've just talked about in much more detail, and of course with the video magic that the guys do for us,
the editing,
really nice shots and
music and the storytelling,
some fun.
Really good.
I wear a freaking avatar mask at the beginning of the video, so yeah.
Okay, mate. We'll end it there. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Take care. Cheerio. Thanks, Tommy.
Goodbye.
Cheers, mate.